Have you ever wanted to learn Photoshop but never knew where to start? Well, you come to the right place. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys the basics of Photoshop in only 5 minutes. So, 3, 2, 1, let's at it. So first of all, you will see this screen. To start something new, just click either Open or New File. We're going to be clicking New File, then choose a size. For YouTube thumbnail, it's 1280 width by 780 height. Make it transparent, and then click Create. Next, just drag and drop your image, and then click Command T to resize. Next, you will see this toolbar on the left. Let me go over the ones you need to know. First of all, use these tools to remove a subject from an image. The Object Selection tool, the Quick Selection tool, and the Magic Wand tool. To remove a subject from a background, click on this tool right here, hover, move right, and you'll see all of these. My favorite is the Object Selection tool. Just select your subject, then click Command J to move it into its own separate layer. It's that easy. Then the brush tool right here is simply to draw. Then the pen tool right here to make shapes. And you can click Fill and choose a color to make a simple shape. Then obviously the text tool to write out some text. And the paint bucket tool for some simple backgrounds. Next, let's look at the blending options. To go there, right-click on the layer and then go to Blending Options. You will then be greeted with this list of effects. If you click Stroke, it will make an outline. You can also change all these settings by clicking the effect. You can change the size, the color, and you can even make it a gradient if you like. Some other cool effects is Drop Shadow, Outer Glow, and then Color Overlay to change the color. And remember to just experiment with all these effects. Next, let's talk about layers. You can think of layers like as a sweater. You will see what's on the outer layer first. So let's just say I make a new solid by clicking right here, solid color. You will see this first, but if I drag it behind it, it will go behind. So that's just a simple overview of how layers work. One quick little advanced tip is if you click solid color to make a new background, whatever computer you're using, click Option or Alt, hover between the two layers, and then click. This will make whatever you do mask onto only that layer. So let's just say you want to draw some stuff on here. If you take off the clipping mask by right clicking and going to release clipping mask, it will draw on the whole thing. But if you add a clipping mask, it will only draw on that layer. And this is a really helpful tip that a lot of beginners should know. And just like that, you guys have a lot of the basics down. Next, let's go over the adjustment layers, which is this little half and half button right here. Click it and you'll see all these options. If you click solid color like we already been looking at, you can get different colors to just put as a background or whatever you want. Gradient to make some nice effects like this. Gradient map, and just click right here. Just change around these colors for a nice little background. Hue and saturation to change obviously the hue of your image. So let's just say you want it yellow instead. That actually looks really cool. You can change the saturation and the lightness, brightness and contrast. And again, the way that clipping masks are helpful is let's just say you only want to apply the lightness to this layer. Just clip it on and you can see that it only affects the bottom layer. And finally, you can just go to something like curves and change this around if you're used to something like color grading. If you want to learn how to color grade in Final Cut or in Photoshop, click the link in the description below. And finally, one more awesome thing you can do that's a little more advanced, but I'll just show you guys anyways, is go to Filter, Camera Raw Filter, and this will bring up a color grading menu. This can really take your images to the next level. So again, to be properly introduced to this, make sure to check out this video on my channel. So yeah, right here you can just change the exposure, contrast, the shadows, and more. Let me just show you a quick little time lapse of how this can transform your image. So once you're done, you can click right here to see before and after. Wow, look at that change. So I just have one more thing to tell you guys. So that's going to do it for today's tutorial. But wait, don't you want to put your new Photoshop knowledge to the test? So check out this awesome Photoshop tutorial here on my channel. You can find the link in the description. So make sure to subscribe and like for even more Photoshop content, and I'll see you guys next time.